Hi, this is Henk Akkermans. This is Supply Network Dynamics, Session 1 and Example 1. We're going to do a crash course in System Dynamics Modeling with the software package Ithink. Let's make a new model in Ithink. So Ithink creates System Dynamics models, system simulation models, by use of a visual modeling language, for which the main buttons are shown here. Here you can make some graphs and some extra stuff. There are some menu buttons here, different layers of the model, and a few extra things we may or may not get into. System Dynamics works through stocks and flows. Well, here is a stock. I put it up here. I'm going to call this work. A bit small this way, so I can zoom in this way, get a bit more work shown. This is the flow. So work, a stock is an accumulation, a flow is a rate that shows into. I keep my one hand to make sure that the mouse is pressed, and then I can connect and say this is new work. So far so good. I can actually already make this model run, so exhibit behavior over time. We're at the mapping level here, that's where you draw diagrams. At the modeling level you actually add numbers. Work here, let's assume by double clicking on the mouse that we have 2 bits of initial work. Let's also assume that we have 1 bit of work arriving every time. Now let's make that 1000 here and 500 here, because why? This is not you and me, this is a business. Okay, and now we can actually make this model already run. Different ways to run a model in Ithink. This is the most visual one, run. There's another one, run. You can actually now see that the reservoir of work is filling up, and I can also use the command button with R and then it runs also. If I hover with the mouse arrow over the objects, you can see that we have work piling up until to the level of 12,500, and there's a steady inflow of 1,000 new work every period. I can make it a bit more fancy by making a graph from this. I can draw the variables that I want to be shown in the graph over the graph. It will actually show those. So if we now run, you can see that it works nicely. Okay, so far so good. The frustrating thing of this is, of course, we get new work, we don't get anybody to do the work. So let's say that this is, we've got a completion rate. And how much can I complete? Well, that depends on the amount of capacity that I have available to do work, doesn't it? Let's say that I have 1,000 capacity available, good for me. And I can now, with this button, a connector, make a link from here to here. And if I now double click on completion rate, it will show capacity available as a variable here. What I'm going to say is I will complete whatever capacity I have available here. Okay. If I want the completion rate to be shown in my model, I should do it like this. I can even put capacity in here, although it may get a little bit messy. Now let's see what my model does. It's very, very boring. And why is it boring? Well, because I have 1,000 of work coming in and 1,000 of work going out. And whatever I do, things will remain stable. If I, for instance, would have just 500 capacity available, things would look less rosy, because you see the amount of work would pile up. Notice that the scales here are different for each different color and will actually change dynamically as you put in different numbers. Good. So far for now, let's move to a more complicated model.